The WBLS family has contributed to many memories and many moments in Black music history. On today's episode, the DJs discuss the hustle and the come up. The DJs also dive into a conversation of the old school and the new school. You are now tuned into Salute the DJ, featuring Chris Mercado, DJ Marley Marl, DJ Mitch, the People Pleasser, and DJ Scratch.
Basically, man, my DJ hustle started like this. I was working at Sergio Valente, and believe me, I kind of did it.
Those jeans,
You know, believe me, the way them jeans used to have them girls looking, but that's another story, that's another episode. But I used to listen to the radio, used to listen to WBLS, you know, and I heard Ted Courier do a mix one day. I was like, wow, he connected 2 records. I was like, yo, that's amazing right there. I think I could do that. It sounds dope because he took an instrumental and then he mixed it into the vocal version. And I was like, wow, I believe it was a song called Love Is the Answer by the Stylistics. That could have been the song. And that right there changed my life. I got with Dr. Bob Lee, because he was working at WBLS on the street team.
Who ain't but got with Bob Lee?
You know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
That's real talk. And then he hooked me up with Mr. Magic. Next thing you know, Mr. Magic was like, yo, what you doing on the weekend? I'm like, yo, I'm like 15 years old. I'm DJing in Club Pegasus. I'm not supposed to be there anyway. I'm playing at Pegasus. He's like, nah, you're coming on the station with me, kid. And that's how it all started for me.
See, that's funny because I'm listening to BLS and Chuck Chill Out, all people. Listening to Chuck, and I used to always say, you know what, I can do that.
That's what's up.
BLS actually ran an ad looking for street team people.
Wow.
I disregarded it. Nobody answered it for whatever. They kept playing it. I applied, got the job, used to go out doing street team stuff.
Nice.
They used to be playing music.
Nice.
And they used to play it straight off of, it wasn't even iPods then, it was pretty much cassette, but it was straight like I'm playing the album.
Right.
So I supplied them with mixes.
Nice.
Everybody started playing my mixes, people started requesting them. It got back to Vinnie Brown, who was the program director at the time. One day at 12 o'clock, somebody didn't show up, asked me, Mitch, do you want to get on? I was like, yeah, I'm with it. Put me on, and I mean, that's how jumped off of me.
Wow, that's what's up.
So, I mean, you never know.
That's real talk. That's crazy.
For me, I took a whole different route. I got on the radio 7 years ago, and I've been wanting to get on the radio since Marley Marl was on. Like, it's just a dream for me to even be here on the same station. Like Marley and Mr. Magic were my goal to DJ on the radio, and I you know, I took the other route because I was DJing for EPMD, touring the world and everything. But I always wanted to DJ on the radio in my own city. You know what I'm saying? So I couldn't get to the people. You know what I mean? I couldn't. You know, so much red tape and politics. Y'all know how it goes. So in 2007, this thing called a podcast started. You know, so I was like, a podcast? I'm like, yeah, you can play a mix, upload it, and it automatically goes to everybody's iTunes who's subscribed to your thing. So I started doing that, doing my own radio show on this podcast. I'm like, okay, I can't get on the radio, I'm gonna do my own radio thing. And then eventually, I don't know if y'all remember this. Do you remember when you had the antennas on your house? The TVs on the antennas would work. So you know, channel 2, 4, 5, 7, 9, 11, and 13. And then remember when the government forced everybody to turn because they was turning the antennas off. It was like June 13th, your antennas won't work. So I was like, okay. Yeah, I remember. I'm like an elephant. So what happened was, I said I want to try to do some type of video streaming. Like, I want people to watch me DJ. And at the time, I couldn't do that because everybody still had AOL dial-up, which is mad slow. So once the government forced everybody to turn off their antennas and have some type of high-speed internet, I said, okay, I'm gonna try to live stream again now, because now everybody is forced to have a modem in their house. So I did the stream August 11th, 2009. And I did the video stream. So I told everybody on Twitter and on MySpace at the time, because I had a MySpace page. And I said, I'm gonna DJ for 2 hours. I'm gonna just play all vinyl. And I put the link up and everybody watched it. And everybody, like from every station in New York, every radio station in New York, all the DJs were watching that day. And And then I launched, I said, I need to put this on I need to build a website around it. So I took this website and built a social media page like Facebook, put the video screen in the middle and a chat room right under it, and called it Scratch Vision. And it took off. And when it took off, BLS reached out to me. It was like, yo, I need to holler at you. And that's, make long story short, that's how I got here.
Let me ask y'all a question. All of us come up through the camera crate days. You know, we all went through that and all like that. Technology today, like, how do y'all feel about it? Because you know, you get cats that like, if you ain't on turntables, you ain't this. If you ain't doing this, you ain't that. Like, what's y'all aspect on it?
Me, I think it's a gift and a curse. You know what I mean? Like, I think Serato should be a reward for carrying crates. So
if you didn't carry crates, you shouldn't be able to.
You would have to go through some type of curriculum to unlock the code to get for Serato to work.
Okay.
That's how I feel, because like, if Serato cost $10,000, there wouldn't be a lot of DJs out here that are DJing now. But I think it should be earned. You know what I mean? Like, because of and I'm not saying you don't deserve to be a DJ. I think you need to know the history and know the history of being a DJ, because there's a lot of DJs that don't know what Rock the Bells label looks like. They don't know what Cold Chillin' looks like. And it's an information gap, you know what I mean? So I think it should be some type of curriculum to earn Serato.
Like, you think they should build up to that.
Right.
Be able to build up, like, all right, I started on the tables, I learned all about it, I know all the records, you know, because it's something, to be honest, back in the days, our crates was set up in a certain way. Like, you already know where certain records was at. Okay, I'm gonna be over here when I start rocking, I'm gonna be over here. You could kind of like put your crates in order. So I get what you're saying, because you gotta respect the vinyl game, respect really what it is before you jump on Serato like that. I get it, I definitely
Because the
get
problem is this, like, we come from that era where we carry crates, so it's super easy for us, you know what I'm saying? The only problem I do have is that, you know, you're going through your crates, you know what your records look like before you even get to it. With Serato, you might not, but these records, you might not know the title or the artist, but you know the record. But with Serato, you gotta know the title to find it. But I think that it just needs to be, it needs to be earned. It needs to definitely be earned, because kids don't, it's just a lack of knowledge, man. And it's like, my thing is this, if you're on Serato, you should never be a whack DJ. If you got 10,000 songs in your computer, that's the issue. Because if you don't, the reason why a DJ is whack when they're on Serato, because they don't know music. The music is just handed to them from their friend's hard drive. So if you went through the curriculum of knowing the music and earning the Serato, then you would never be a whack DJ.
You have to always bragging on how much terabytes they got. I got 2 million songs on my.
Yeah.
Do you have the skill?
And you still whack.
Right.
If you have 2 million songs in your laptop and you still whack in a 1-hour set, that's a problem.
Man, I remember the initial come up, most of the stuff I did was carry records. You know, it was usually for Red Alert. You know, he's spinning, it was Friday night, he's like, hey, we're going to the club. I was like, cool. We knew we had 10 crates at least, but we were going in the club, we were gonna have fun, got to experience it. And I actually recorded most of the times that we went out. You know, these clubs that don't exist anymore. But you paid your dues. You know, and after a while, you kind of got a little brolic too, lifting all those crates. Yeah, you know, you're lifting all those crates.
Crate carriers back in the day, though, because if you start out with 5 crate carriers, you probably ended up with 2 and go back home.
Exactly.
Everybody used you to get in.
You knew it stuck out there, the equipment in the crates.
Please, after a while, I remember having a hand truck for it. I was like, nah, forget this, man. Let's get in. But, you know, you ended up paying your dues. And you knew the music. You got to see how people responded to the music. So it helps you in every other aspect as well.
Absolutely. Let me tell you how in Queensbridge, how they used to do it. These guys want to jam so bad, I seen them literally take their equipment on the train, push they to the train station, put their equipment on the train, but steal a few of them train horns back in the day, because the horns used to be up in the train, MTA. Then back in the day, the diaphragms was like this, so it was a good horn. Yeah, of course. And the bullet tweeters from off of the poles. I done climbed up many of poles stealing tweeters for the Disco Twins back in the day. I was the guy on top of the pole unscrewing that tweeter off. With traffic driving under. That's real hip hop. But for Serato, I think, for me, I always embraced the technology. You know, anything that new comes out, I have to try it, I have to see, you know, and I have to see how it works for me. I have to make it work for what I need it for. You know, it may be made for this, kind of like with sampling in the beginning. They didn't make it for me to put hip hop drums in, if you get what I mean. Samplers was for like voices, and it was like for the beautiful, fair like computers back in the day. You get what I'm saying? So you can put your chords with the vocals. I'm not in love. You get what I'm saying? So, why did I put a drum sound in there? Because it wasn't made for that. Why did I tap out a beat, chop up a sample? I take equipment and I make it do what I need it to do for me. It may not make it for that, but that's what I use it for. I say, oh, okay, that does that. Well, I needed to do this for me, and I'm gonna make it do what I need it to do.
Make sure you tune back in next week where we continue the conversation.